I'll switch sequence and I'll come to the third risk, which really deals with the Monroe Doctrine and what's happened in Venezuela. Everyone watching at this time wondering, he's gone in, he's pulled the president out. In your view, Ian, what happens next in Venezuela? How does this play out from here?
Well, there was enormous and successful planning over the last 6 months of these strikes on Venezuela. Not only did they get Maduro out into the United States, where he's now in my own city, New York City, just a few blocks away facing justice, but not a single American serviceman or woman was killed in the military operation. So it was staggeringly successful. No other country could have pulled it off. But there's no plans for governing Venezuela, and this was not regime change. It's regime roulette. Spin the dice and see what's next, because Maduro's been removed, but everyone else is still there. And you saw that Trump said that he's going to run Venezuela, but he doesn't mean he's going to run Venezuela. He means that the U.S. has shown that they have military capability to run Venezuela, because if the Venezuelan government doesn't do what they want, and what they want includes ending relations with Russia and Iran and Hezbollah and Cuba, and providing preferred access to the U.S. corporations to Venezuelan oil and critical minerals, and stopping the drug export and transit, and maybe includes democratic elections down the road, but that's not a priority for Trump, certainly. It is for Marco Rubio. That if the Venezuelan government doesn't do that, then the U.S. will take military action against them the way they just did against Maduro. So that's the plan. It's not much of a plan in terms of governance. And now Trump is looking at other countries in the region, and he's saying, well, maybe I'll engage in strikes against some of the drug facilities in Colombia or Mexico.
And Cuba. They're talking about how they expect the regime in Cuba to change as well. Do you see that as being likely? Does this extend to other countries in Latin America now, Ian?
Again, not just Cuba, but I think that President Trump wants sovereignty over Greenland. So this is absolutely a feeling that the United States can redraw the map.
Is that posturing, or do you think a few weeks, months later, we'll have you back on this conversation, discuss how they just went in? And because, there aren't those many people in Greenland, and who do you get out? So here, you've created a villain out of Maduro, you pulled him out, you look like a macho He-Man with the success of your special forces. In Greenland, who do you get out? It's a lot of barren land.
No. There's no boots on the ground in Greenland. There's no plan for invasion, but there is a plan, there is an intention for the United States to take Greenland. That Trump wants Greenland to no longer belong to Denmark. He wants it to belong to the United States, and he wants some form of agreement directly between the U.S. and the Greenlanders. And he has instructed his administration to come up with that plan. Now, will that be successful? Will they execute on it? How long will they take? I have no idea, because Trump has no idea. But that is the state of play as of right now.
You're cracking me up, and this is not a stand-up comedy show. It's a very serious discussion on global risk, but that's the reality of the situation that we face. So you think at some point in time this year, what probability would you assign to the fact that Trump orders some kind of a military operation on Greenland?
0. It's not. I think that there's never say 0, 2%, 1%. It's not about military strikes. But I think that there is absolutely going to be political and economic effort, and perhaps military pressure, and some will be overt and some will be covert. There might be information campaigns, the rest.
No, but we've seen the Prime Minister of Denmark push back. We've seen NATO countries push back. The E3 yes. Very clearly, firmly push back. France, the United Kingdom, Germany, yes. They're also pushing back. Will Europe be able to stand up in favor of Germany, or when Trump goes in, he just goes in and everybody just has to back off?
In favor of Greenland, you mean, not Germany? Yes. They are finally taking it seriously. And I'm glad they are. They should have taken it seriously months ago. They've seen statements by Stephen Miller. They've certainly recognized that the Trump administration is not interested in negotiating directly with them, because the funny thing here, and this is the Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass part of this, is that if Trump wants more security access, basing rights, intelligence stations, if he wants access for resource exploitation, all of those things the Denmark government would be willing to negotiate with it. The only thing that they are not prepared to negotiate is the territorial integrity of Denmark. And Trump is not interested in negotiating with Denmark. So that's the problem, right? Is that the Dawn Road Doctrine is not about a negotiated settlement. It's about America getting the way it wants when it wants it unilaterally, and especially against adversaries or friends.